Here's a bike that should need no introduction. This is the Kawasaki KZ1000, class of 1978. This was the super bike that ruled the streets, the road race tracks, the quarter mile, pretty much anywhere where horsepower and handling was required. This was the pinnacle of performance in the 70s, blew all of the British bikes and Harley Davidson out of the water, starting with the 73 Z1. The gentleman who owns this is a good friend of mine since, I think, around 2017, right before we opened the museum here. Gerard, he's been a benefactor of the museum since before it was even open. Might even been as far back as 2013 when we opened the shop, but about 10 years. He's a Kawasaki aficionado. Most of his bikes are Kawasaki's. In fact, he has a Z1 with under 10 miles on a 73 on display in the museum, and he has a 6-cylinder KZ1000 and a couple other Z1s he has on display here at the New England Motorcycle Museum. He's a carpenter, professional carpenter and mechanic by trade, working for the union, but his passion has always been these Kawasaki's, and it has been for decades. He's my age. He's going to be retiring soon. I actually offered him a job here spinning wrenches after seeing all the quality of the work he does when he came up here this week to drop this bike off. This is a really, really rare piece. This is an original LTD1000. Let me go over some of the parts. He's got a 2-page list here. This bike has the original airbox, the original seat, the original handlebars, the original electrical switch gear, the original clutch and brake lever. Still has the original handlebar grips, the wheels, the front and back fenders, the rear shocks, the grab rail, which looks new, that's still original, the tank side covers, and the tailpiece, the gauges, and it still has the original factory paint, guys, which is what, 46 years old. It's unheard of to see an original paint 46-year-old classic that's been ridden not many miles, but a total of just broke 20,000 miles on it, 20,600 miles, and it still looks like brand new. Original gauges, original paint, has the original airbox snorkel under the seat in beautiful condition, which is impossible to find. I'll pull the seat and show that to you in a minute. It has a set of brand new aftermarket OEM style mirrors, and there's a 2-page list of things that he did to upgrade this to perfect road ready status. Everything's been done on it, typical of the way Gerard does his bikes. I'll start at the top of the list here. Brand new tires, front and back, mounted and balanced. New wheel bearings, front and back. The steering head stock bearings were replaced, and new mounting hardware for the head and handlebars. Installed new clutch cable and adjusted the clutch. A new clutch lever perch start safety switch, which is a switch that stops the bike from starting without the clutch being pulled, was installed. It has a brand new top of the line sealed battery, so you don't have to worry about any battery or acid getting on it. A brand new regulator rectifier, and he went through the wiring harness and cleaned all the wiring harness connections and connector blocks, serviced the whole wiring harness. He checked the high and low beam and rear taillight and signal lights to make sure everything works functioning properly. As I just demonstrated when I'm riding it, everything works perfectly. Installed new rear brake light switch, adjusted the valves, installed new valve cover gasket, installed new cam and rubber caps, installed new tack drive oil seal, new spark plugs, new engine oil and filter, and then he went through the fuel system, completely removed the carburetors, dismantled them totally, and ultrasonically cleaned and rebuilt them. If you look at those carbs, they look brand new. Those are ultrasonically professionally cleaned. Also installed all new screws on them. He reinstalled them and synchronized them. And also, when he was doing this, he put new intake rubber boots in screws for mounting them, and new intake rubbers between the airbox and the carburetors on both sides. So not a stone was left unturned, and it's carbureted perfectly. Thing hauls ass, and it sounds wicked. New air filter, new original gaskets and screws for all the engine covers. You can see all those new nuts, genuine Kawasaki hardware. He dismantled the forks and installed completely rebuilt them with new fork seals and oil. Dismantled and rebuilt the front and rear brake calipers. Rebuilt the front master cylinder and installed a brand new rear master cylinder and brake fluid reservoir. Installed new brake lines and banjo bolts and washers, front and rear. Completely remanufactured the entire braking system. Installed DOT5 brake fluid and bled the brakes front and back. He flushed the fuel tank and installed a brand new Pingle fuel petcock, top of the line. Installed the brand new fuel lines and a fuel filter. Then he removed the swing arm stay bar, the center stand, the side stand, in the battery box and had them all powder coated. I'll pull the sidecar off to show you how beautiful the battery box is in this thing. Professionally powder coated. He reinstalled the swing arm, stay bar, center stand, side stand, and battery box with all brand new hardware, nuts, bolts, and springs, etc. I mean, a real meticulous preservation, because it really wasn't. It's mostly original, but I won't call it a restoration because the bike is a mint original paint bike. So he installed all new rubber grommets, side covers, battery box, new rubber tank strap, etc. Installed a brand new Delkevic 4-in-1 stainless steel header with new mounting hardware. Went through all the handlebar electrical switch gear and made sure everything was functioning properly. Installed the brand new aftermarket OEM style mirrors and thoroughly gave the bike a rotisserie detail. Like every square inch of this thing was polished and waxed and cleaned thoroughly. The bike is immaculate in original condition. The original paint is still on the rims, the original rims. Edges, there's no evidence of ever hitting a curb or anything. The chrome on the front and rear fender looks excellent. The chrome grab rail back here still looks like new. It's pretty common for those to become pitted. You can see everything's in beautiful condition. This is original saddle. I gotta show you, I always recommend checking out the bottom of old bikes and underneath the seat. And look at this, the original seat tray is in mint condition. All the wiring is perfect in here. Very rare to have the original snorkel on there. Those are hard to come by. And everything's just super clean and fastidious. Very well done. Under the side cover, you can see beautifully powder coated battery box, all new hardware. The wiring is perfect on this, new rubbers, just a professional done preservation service, really well done. Come around this side and I'll show you underneath this side cover right here. Look at how beautiful everything is. New regular rectifier, new master cylinder and reservoir. All the wiring is perfect. All the hardware is brand new. Just a well done, pristine 1978 KZ1000 LTD. These are the original Mulholland shocks the LTD1000 came with. The only item that's not original on this bike from the cycle parts aspect is the Delkevic stainless exhaust. It had a 4-into-2 Mac header on it from the factory with pipes exiting on both sides, but this is a good quality stainless steel pipe made overseas. You see when you put everything back together, it's all new hardware. The frame rails were painted professionally. If you look at the bottom of the engine, it's as clean as the top of the engine. The thing's absolutely freaking immaculate. Really, really well done, Gerard. Beautiful piece. So most LTD 1000s, the Craigslist / Facebook bikes that you see out there, a good running one is gonna sell in the $5,000 to $9,000 range. This one here has quite a bit of time and effort put into it. I asked Gerard, and he didn't have a accurate time card. He just worked on the thing all winter long on nights and weekends because he's a full-time union carpenter, and this is his passion doing this kind of work. But I can tell you, if we did it, that 2-page list is looking at about 50 hours of shop labor. At $150 an hour, you're looking at about $7,500 in shop labor. The parts total and powder coating total, I don't have his exact numbers, but I'd guesstimate that around $2,000 to $3,000 tops, because most of the parts are original on the bike, but there's quite a bit of service parts were done. So a work order at any professional shop to have this kind of a preservation service done would be in the $9,000 to $10,000 range, plus the value of the bike. So Gerard asked me to list it on week 1. I think I got it written down here. Let me just check. We're selling it for him, and $17,500 was the asking price that he had on it, which I think is pretty reasonable considering close to 10 grand in upgrades and the actual value of the bike. So it's very, very, very rare to find an original paint with under 20,000 or around 20,000 miles on it, and that's this bike. And all those original components that I showed you, including the saddle, are extremely difficult to come by. It is 46 years old. This bike will be 50 years old in a few years. There is a little bit of patina on it if you look closely, although the paint job shines beautifully. There's a little nick in the paint right here, a little beauty mark right there. about the size of my pinky nail. There's a little scratch right here. This is an original unpainted fuel tank, the original fuel tank, so it does have a little bit of patina on it, a little mark right here too. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but it shows beautifully. When he rolled up with it, I was like, wow, Gerard, I haven't seen one this nice and original in a long time. The fork lowers have a little bit of patina on the powder coating. On the clear coating. That's normal for after 46 years. So it's all original. For those that want an original, this is it, man. It's also missing a pinstripe, a piece of the pinstripe right here. That could easily be corrected by a body shop. It could easily replace that pinstripe. But he didn't want to mess with the originality. He kept it all original, just like the rest of his bikes, to the best of his ability. So if you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We can finance this in-house through Freedom Road. I have a clean title in hand. You'll get Gerard's phone number. You can call him directly and ask him any questions you want if you buy this bike, or if you want to ask him questions before you buy the bike, he'll be glad to talk to you. I can give you his number. Give my son Kenny Jr. a call. He can handle the finances. Ship it white glove right to your door, roll on, roll off service through one of our preferred vendors. We've shipped over 7,500 motorcycles in the last 10 years, and we've only had 1 or 2 issues. So our rate of success in shipping is fantastic. And we also take trades. So if you wanted to trade a bike in, we could work that out with you too. A little bit of patina on the chrome on the Kickstarter. I wanted to point that out too. That's original chrome. So we're not trying to hide anything here. This is original motorcycle, 46-year-olds, and it's spectacular. So if you have any questions about it, or if you want to come see it, it'll be on the 3rd floor. We're on the 2nd floor. It'll be on the 3rd floor of the New England Motorcycle Museum, right above here in our listed for sale motorcycle section. So we're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. The museum's closed till March 15th, right after Bike Week, but we're here every day. It's Friday night, 5:30. We're about to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. And as always, God bless America.